welcome back our beloved Lakum. Champion Lakum. See how it fits in Baba.
Okodi born in the bonus socket to
every na on a fit. Unusa.
Ampanso very and ha me no.
Excuse.
And no ha me but you see Adeba ko was make you are dibu on ma we often underrate life with good health underrated.
Yeah. Oh, that one is
what by into a situation as well could do wouldn't you understand some massa ubenya life with good health no it worth more than you
treasure.
Becoming billionaire
treasure.
Me personally cried here. Yeah, me feel it.
Agree with you.
Me feel it.
Billionaire what's now okay? What's
billionaire and nasa oh yeah, better no discount.
Yeah, me feel it like good health no. It's all about eating very well. Oh, it's about eating well. Eating well play key role.
Yeah.
It's doing yeah.
Because on this country.
Alhamdulillah for everything.
That's it.
But alhamdulillah for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I bounce with
Charlie.
Yeah, we are na saya yo nba no show he.
Tonton the rim tin e bia want
say anybody so can to have nyai.
Me ko dan find.
Sorry on the fee.
Akwa wait me call TikTok. That guy's name man fans say Lakum say we.
Boss asen e be kana.
Sweet soul. Na love emoji.
Sweet soul.
Ni na dem kanyina ni.
There's sweet soul.
Oh ni me service ani.
And say come I me fan say so cry dey. Okra ni atafre ho ama hoyari.
There were more Kenyan
anymore. Charlie, let's go. There's fire on the mountains in Barcelona. Elections is on Sunday. And Xavi Hernandez has just, blew up the elections. Is wide open after his comments. In fact, some revelations about the past, including Messi's potential return, his time at Barcelona, how he was sacked, and even the club sporting project. Who was supposed to be signed, who wasn't signed, who was supposed to be playing, and all of that. Xavi can't send be now. After that, there's been a presidential debate that Laporta has responded. Okay. So we are going to discuss that and the Barca elections coming up this Sunday. Who would win it? Laporta is the incumbent president, even though right now he stepped down. So the interim president is
Rafa
Yuste, who is the vice president. So Charlie. If we say what Laporta, Xavi Hernandez, let's start from him. Off camera, Mark, you were saying that Xavi has, he's been emotional.
Yes,
he's being used.
Yes,
because of the comments he's making. Now, for contest, Xavi is pro font. So the two candidates are contesting for the election. One Laporta, who's been president for the since 2021, his second term, and Victor Font, his direct rival for the seat. Font is a true and true Catalan Johan Cruyff guy, like typical Barcelona guy. Even though Laporta is also that man, but he's been more of a dynamic man.
Okay.
So Xavi Hernandez is pro Font, together with Puyol, even Lionel Messi. After that,
Messi wasn't a proof.
That disappointment.
Not a Laporta, but disappointment.
Yeah. He's now in the camp of Font. And then Xavi's comments yesterday, a lot of that he said. But first of all, we'll talk about that in details. But the whole move of him going to speak against Laporta a day before the presidential election, which is even days before the election. Okay. You are saying that it's emotional and he's being used. Why do you say that?
Now, before I talk, I think for this contest as a whole, now I will say majority of the staffs in chief so that people will get to understand what I'm trying to do. Flow. Okay, for Xavi and Juan Laporta, as it was an issue, Now, 2020, after Jose Maria Bartomeu resigned as a president, after some major financial situations, so resign. Everyone so resign. It's a letter of freedom, not the resign. It's after so resign, I think say Tusquets and a be interim manager till March or Motuaba. It's a March Sabriana 2021 or Motuaba. Now, after Laporta Nyabano, Laporta as the president now by no. Oba before no Ronald Koeman, he appointed as a Barcelona coach already. I know coach Barcelona. Koeman wasn't a Laporta coach. Bartomeu appointed Ronald Koeman. It's after say Warren Abana Wababaduno. He wasn't fully happy with the Barcelona performance. Into Obedu, you know, I think say that time no Oko Hansi Flick ho no the German national team. Into the pursuit of Hansi Flick, no 2021 Laporta Eko Hansi Flick who German national team so Mrambe coach Barcelona. And Hansi Flick has our contract under the German national team in 20 member. So what did they make can I say? Into Okazen on met also is Ronald Koeman. So Ronald Koeman was doing the work. Although say na biasa by me be fan sa. And at that season when Koeman won the Copa del Rey with Barcelona. The following season, the problems they shall say pile up too much. Emma Ronald Koeman at the Barcelona the 9th. Emma Sakeno. After a Rayo Vallecano game, Barcelona koko lose over Vallecas. Omo play mobile. Yes, Laporta tin eni an okoka che Koeman say untimin to adwuma no so biem. Wapamo no. Laporta pe coach. And call Luis Enrique on them. Luis Enrique is not Spanish national team. And I'll catch and say we're fully comfortable with Spanish national team. Now, coaches mienu or come and you say they were comfortable saying Barcelona Juma be down come. That time crisis now Barcelona will need the type of players and Barcelona are using. Majority of the coaches were afraid of some before this Barcelona setup no use because very possible so before that team at that time now. Obe say Xavi as a coach because players are very bad. Just imagine say Barcelona as a team. Now that time Barca star players Memphis Depay. From Leo Messi to Memphis Depay. No discrediting to Memphis Depay, but one who downgrade, And to Enrique is one yet. And the idea never Jordi Cruyff the idea never say any uncle for Xavi Hernandez Mbra. So the idea of Xavi Hernandez as a whole wasn't by Laporta or Jordi Cruyff ne case uncle for Xavi Hernandez envy outside or Saudi Arabia Mbra. Now, Laporta was afraid because Xavi being a pro front boy, or Felice Sokofane bar. At the end of the day, we feel betrayed. But the situation, no man accepted fact and say at that moment, no coach was ready to do the Barcelona job. And then Yakofa Xavi Hernandez no me Jumano. Xavi by true and true, and considering half of the season before a team, Barca performance, any January some reinforcement, Kakebi Emano, Aubameyang loan, Adama Traore loan, and some players be at the count. Ultimately, Barcelona the second, the league, so it was very advisable. Say manager go find half of the season free. Kata our only European experience of the Barcelona. Abe this second. It makes sense. Say yeah, man, there in lead the project, for the next season. Now next season, Drew, I think say Barca as a club will need some reinforcement. It makes sense. Say after say Barca the second, to be able to compete against Real Madrid that season before say Xavi buy, no money Champions League, it makes a lot of sense. Say Barca kwa ebe reinforcement be into the setup net me abom no met me compete. So yes, omo next can ho it the socials how to go and do a meeting Laporta do to him say then he had to activate some major economic levers. Say the be you meet me assign players. Now, omo monte economic levers as me explain it. And the future of Barcelona, Sika Barca ebet menyani in the next 30 years. In the next 30 years, Sika Barca bet menya. Sika ni want say next 30 years Sika no. Omo kwajin in pre na. Say the be ya. Omo bet me solve financial situation. So at that point, or the club in the future at to risk. Say the be build a competitive team for Xavi. And say Xavi ebe kaso obi an back na me nya adwen. Because Laporta fully backed him. Or the club in the future to risk. As any players like Rafinha, Jules Koundé, Robert Lewandowski, Frank Kessié, and the Andres Christensen man in the season, AG League. That season AG League, let's not forget, say, Barca season AG League as a whole. Barca finished third. MLK Europa League. The only thing is saving Xavi that season is say, after seasons they didn't compete for league, the league top there, it make a lot of sense to say, Barca as a club, you be maintaining Xavi because of the other top.
Which year do you play the third? I thought we were in the second group stage.
Group stage.
Dropped to the
third. That was 2023. You could Europa League back to back.
Yeah, so
the first
Xavi
season
inherited Koeman,
which was in the Champions League.
Champions League. Any Europa.
That time already, it was clear that Barcelona wouldn't be able to qualify for the group.
Yeah.
That was against Bayern Munich. That was by 3 goals. Then the following season, against Inter,
he lost and then he dropped. Yeah, so it's not like they placed third. You said they placed third in the league.
They placed third in the UEFA Champions League that season.
Okay. I thought you said the La Liga.
Yeah. I don't Europa League. Now, you consider say, no problem. Considering the fact to say a new squad, they be in the period of adaptation near ye, 10 years, you mount to a so. Fast forward, 2024 drew. Performance need decline. Barca are losing their identity. Cry face them now. You believe is a Barca about tiki-taka kano. Any hobby. Make I say, movie staff will be posting some video be about Luis Enrique. Catch any players they say Barca for no able numbers like ever. Barca are not a dominant team. Because at that time, no, Barca performance na sink at that moment. Emma, even after a VRO game, no, Xavi never resign after the game. Say, me coach Barca beam end of the season, meko. But I think that at the point, your question Napoli in the UCL to qualify for quarterfinals. No, Laporta mu feel there was no ideal coach to replace Xavi. In the end, Xavi internal. Fast forward, ending of the season. Now the same Xavi akwa interview as I say. Players now catch Laporta say he believes in them make competing. They will need 2 to 3 years to compete at the highest level in Europe. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes sense if you are Laporta maneko. Obi oni mi bien say I'm a true Xavi fan. And the Xavi that season no. Say no money Hansi Flick credit in komo echi no ma Xavi coin Hansi Flick be fair juma no. Hansi Flick be fair juma no. Oye juma ne kama. Club no identity right now. Barca is performing. Right now Barca with that aura of Europa. Team Babisha Barca think it twice. Barca was some quality players. And the same players in the Hansi Flick. The only addition is Dani Olmo and Juan Garcia. And you say you have 2 extraordinary players Biama Hansi Flick. Then no money Juan Garcia and any addition no. And the Xavi allowing himself to be used. No baba better say, club no, they almost see Pamano no, or man nya de any menene nya dream be
and that's where I would disagree with you because saying
you say disagree what? Obi can say see and we see ya. That's why I would disagree with you.
No one trust you.
Hey,
and they show no way
open disagreement to.
Basta for me na share o.
That man out if you na hanya say na your mouth how. Your mouth accordingly. See, for you to say Xavi has allowed himself to be used, I think I wouldn't side with you using that word. Who is Xavi? Xavi is a true and true legend of Barcelona.
Yes.
He has achieved success with Barcelona.
Okay.
He has been at the club right from his infant stage. He has played for the club for over 20 years and he has become the coach of the club.
Okay.
He has coached the club to win at least trophies. I mean, always I see, Barcelona at that point was rescued by Barcelona. Barcelona were that ship sinking at that time.
Okay.
The club was rescued by Barcelona. By Xavi.
Xavi. So I side with you on that.
So for Xavi to decide that, no, I want to this time show my support. He did that in the previous elections. Before Laporta was appointed.
That's why I stated that we're true and true pro front. So what they make can I say?
Yes. But don't forget, Xavi played for Barcelona when Laporta was the president at that time.
Okay.
He was part of the Barcelona team and he was part of the decision makers, the players who were who had that say in the club. So he was a big boy at that time.
Okay.
So for him to decide that, no, what is actually going on? Mm-hmm. I need to support Victor Font because I believe in his ideologies. I believe in the ideas he's coming in with. So he actually knows whatever thing he goes sit in the interview and then he will say.
Okay. Now
you see what Xavi is saying. Looking at some aspect of his conversation, I disagree with some aspects, but I also agree with him. But you see, you can't blame Joan Laporta for certain things.
Okay.
So I don't think at the point we are now, we should try to politicize everything that's happening at the club. We should consider the positives in it. We board on them, and also we come to an agreement. We think about the future of the club. But it's quite unfortunate that we have to elect a president, and before you are elected as a president, you need to bring the bad side of your opposition. You need to expose your opposition so that those in charge would vote for you.
And that is what Xavi is doing. I mean, I understand why Mark will say that he's being used, but there's nobody being used here. Yes. He knows what he's doing. Xavi is someone who's positioning himself publicly after leaving that he is a front guy. In fact, even before he left the job, even before he came, Font had mentioned it in 2021 elections that if I'm the president of Barcelona, Xavi Hernandez is going to be the coach.
That was his campaign message.
I'm going to bring the likes of Puyol and the old guys to come and run the club. That is how I'm going to do it. And then he lost the election. Laporta didn't have a lot of options. And so he decided to give it a try and bring Xavi. At least he is also a former Barcelona boy. In fact, if there's history of Barca president giving a former Barcelona player who has no experience in the job, it is Laporta, because he did the same with Pep Guardiola.
Yes.
And he won massively. So he decided to do that. And I think that the relationship wasn't this bad when he arrived at the club and started working. Everything went sour when the last season of his departure. Before that season, Busquets left.
No, Xavi stated that everything started going bad the moment Jordi Cruyff and Mathieu Alemany left the club.
Yes.
But before that, Busquets left. I'm talking about
that was the last season.
I'm talking about that was last. Jordi left
season.
this last season.
Yes, that was
but
last
before that season, the 2023, it was Jordi Alba. Sorry, Busquets leaving the number 6 position.
Okay.
And he didn't have any player to replace. That was when they brought Romeo, and it brought Gundogan. So Xavi didn't have a proper DM to play the way he wanted to play, and that is why Barca suffered the whole season. And it's clear that Barca didn't have anything else. So he was calling for Zubimendi's signing. Okay. It didn't happen for him. And then Jordi left Alemany to...
We are may emphasize one alibi.
And that is when the relationship started going bad, because it felt like you are not giving me what I want. And throughout the season, he was complaining. At the end of the season, he mentions that, or even before the end of the season, he says, we cannot compete because we can't buy players.
The reason why Xavi made that comment, based on what Juan Laporta has already said, is when Madrid signed Kylian Mbappe. Juan Laporta went to the media and he said Barcelona have players like Ferran Torres who can compete and win trophies like Kylian Mbappe would do.
No, he didn't say. He said that Madrid can sign players like Mbappe, but we have our own players. Yes, I don't know whether he mentioned Ferran Torres. I don't remember that.
He mentioned Ferran Torres.
But I know at least he said we have quality in La Masia to compete. That is the difference between Barca and Madrid. Which is true.
Yes.
But Xavi Hernandez made that statement in bad faith. Like just throwing the towel in and saying that we can't compete with Real Madrid, who are our biggest rivals. Just imagine that your head coach is telling you that you can't compete with this team, your direct rivals.
And you see, the second season, the second season, hold on.
I know that it is the truth. Like that was a picture, but you don't go out and make that statement in bad faith.
You say that moment, Barca can't compete with that players. Now, listen to something.
But you see,
it's the same players Hansi Flick is using that right now, and Barca has been a competitive team in Europe.
What do you mean?
That comparison that comparison you are trying to make, that players now Xavi use now
the same players Hansi use.
And you're the same players that.
What's it?
And you're the same players.
What's the difference?
What's the difference here? You see, and you didn't come about Real Madrid needing a certain profile for midfielder. Your players, you know, but you hear a profile.
And Xavi and Hansi Flick was Sergio Busquets, Anna. Hansi Flick was Sergio Busquets.
Only Busquets, but
Frankie de Jong and Xavi
said they were Xavi Bono. He needed someone like Busquets.
Oh,
that is why he was looking for
different ideology. Different ideology.
In football, Obi adapted. Football adapted. Pep Guardiola. After so losing the fullbacks, no. Pep Guardiola losing the fullbacks, no. Not on here a different system based between 2020 on the Champions League. And then they buy. What the inverted centre back in the shape of John Stones buy. Every shape number 6. And complement.
This is someone who was relying on Sergio. What's his name? Sergio Roberto.
Average quality.
Sergio Roberto. I don't know. Inverted.
Not necessarily say a coach be a certain coach. I used to a profile of being used. anti-man fan ya juan and just coach and one man you sonasa. A different different things.
We all agree. Before Xavi came, you never just to say we were not fully supportive of what he was bringing. We're not what minute say Hans Flick or a German. The star he's bringing, can they succeed? We didn't have that.
We had that doubt.
We had that doubt. Yeah. What we knew was that what Xavi was doing, which was the Barca way, play a pivot in the team. The flanks will work, which Lamine Yamal was doing excellently, and then he was doing some tweaks in the team. So my disappointment with Xavi was that, you brought Fermin Lopez, you brought Kubasi, you brought Lamine Yamal. Why didn't you figure out Bernal to do that pivot role or even Casado in the team?
How old was Bernal?
Obia when you have talent. That side because at least Xavi too brought in Lamine Yamal, brought in Fermin Lopez.
The most important pivot in your team, no, you don't have confidence in La Masia, but outside the outlets that you can gamble with it. No, was a gamble. Maybe he doesn't deserve. Then doesn't deserve the credit he's getting. Maybe Kubasi and other guys.
Maybe
no, he doesn't deserve it.
See, maybe at that point, Xavi felt like he needed a mature person to fill in that position.
What they 15 years?
Martin Osimhen was 24 years at that time.
What they 15 years? I'm about Mr. Number 10. Mr. 15 years old. What about number 10? Kubasi was 16. Obo defense. What's the defense? Anybody easier now? It's not easy. So don't tell me that Bernal is
Bernal.
Then he doesn't deserve that.
He doesn't deserve
that. Let me be so. Sergio Busquets, believe he said the brain of the midfield is the defensive midfield.
Because Bernal
make sure idea. Make us want to make sure idea. Sergio Busquets, believe he said the brain of the midfield is the defensive midfield. Because some normal organize midfield, you know. I'm a number 8, number 10, it's me flourishing. 100% sure. But the thing is, Xavi, no, I felt like say the moment I went to Mark for Mark Bernal, man, he felt like that position. What mean for a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old Mark Bernal?
Casado is 22. Casado is the captain.
Xavi gave Mark Casado his debut in the Barcelona senior team.
What are you saying? Xavi is the captain of the team.
Okay, but he was not constant in the senior team because he felt like he wasn't matured enough, even though he was old.
The main reason why Xavi, Mark Casado, 1 man a minute, baby, you know, Felicio interior, won't mean boss defensive midfielder.
That
was it. Xavi who? Not Xavi, Mark Casado as an interior.
I watched one game. Was it against Mallorca or Mark Casado came in and played as a number 6, the pivot in there. But you see, Mark Casado at that time, you see that he lacked certain basics to play as a pivot. And even today, who hear Mark Casado as a long pivot
So
Mark Bernal, yes. But Mark Bernal at that time, he was 16 years.
16 years, Mark Bernal.
Yeah, hold on. Mark Bernal at 16 years. Maybe at that time,
the first time we shared was Flick the neighbor boy.
Yes,
he was
Xavi did not.
But what are you saying?
Because Xavi is that coach.
It is 17. He was almost turning 17. I'm making the debut man. I'm making the debut man. Barcelona was 17.
Then he was not 17.
So what was the difference?
17.
You can't play 3 16-year-olds.
16-year-old.
One inexperienced player. Listen to me. Xavi and Pedri had been playing 3 years consistently together. It's about one that Bernal knew in the team. I'm not saying you should be playing every day. And besides, you have an experienced Gundogan in the team. What Fermin Lopez in the team. So you play Bernal, Xavi and Pedri. Then you rotate. Listen to me. Listen to me. La Liga games. At the home games, when I said for Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, any opponent be on in the bar, over Bernal or Messi, they don't match you. What you say? You can rotate and still win. when you're playing in La Liga, Champions League, there you can go with the Gunogans and the Gavians.
Do you know Guido Rodriguez? Do you know Guido Rodriguez? You know Guido Rodriguez?
The guy didn't want to come.
No, not that money don't want to come.
But he didn't want to come.
So Sada were demanding 60 million.
No.
Trigger the release clause.
He didn't want to come.
No, he didn't want to come. But they made the effort.
Zubi making comment me. Do you know Ilamendi? Do you know Ilamendi? Because he prefers to wear Ilamendi's number 4 than Busquets number 5. Come on, Ben, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, Pembasa.
No, Zimeni there.
No, Pembasa.
Charlie, let's move on. Let's move on.
If the men did not,
I disagree with
even if the men did want to come, identify a defensive midfielder who can play in that position rather than Oro Romeo. Jack, Nasele Busquets.
But who sanctioned the Romeo?
But that was our available option you had for him.
What's the available option?
6 million, 4 million, 4 million.
What is available option? What is available option?
4 million.
Are there free agents everywhere?
Free agents.
Free agents they play.
No, we blame Xavi.
Charlie.
So disagree.
What
disagree? It's my man Kasana. It's a master.
What do you want to say?
You see, Mark making something say Xavi allowing himself to be used.
Okay, finish your name.
Victor Fontmonte. I
Oh,
see.
yeah.
And he didn't know.
Victor Fontmonte.
He didn't know.
Monte now.
Victor Fontmonte.
I see. If you know,
Akwema, my boss didn't know what was I know.
If you know Victor Font, no one is Xavi. Maybe I'm starting free. Say Xavi allowed himself to be used by Victor Font, and you see where politics. What do you mean? Say Xavi any another share when say Victor Font ever be president for Barcelona, or also agenda in this situation. And this is the right time for him. So be cut your also at a point in time na so said the be ma Victor Font for president and you see Victor Font no unze no from Barcelona ni Catalonia ni and obey Sosi 2010 he was part of the presidential campaign team for Mark Iglan and on ankasa buy in 2015 you see and on that Laporta buy yes this is the future. And that transformation of say, that you have Croftston, yes, I'm from because at a point in time he saw the future. Say a bedroom baby, no, now Barcelona style of positional play now. You have Croft the Bayern, a beggar. That was the vision, and the vision was clear. 2015 or take that project. And I want to catch Xavi. Sometimes Xavi play an integral role. Barcelona set up him. That 2015 on what you were
okay, that was his last season.
And I catch him say. Say oh Guame, na say me baba be ya be sporting director. I be leading the sporting director for Buboko from Barcelona because we are from La Masia and me so me project na e be ball La Masia for mama. When na Xavi at the point in time when say be Barcelona for head towards na be do be a La Masia for yen mo kwa me bo. And the Red Testament after 2015. After 2015 kon Barcelona for echo deploy that style of Galacticos in be into terms kana no structure move no structure upon no go but to me time into you say also the futures ala myself we want free buy and a rare Barcelona identity into say obi ba na or reform no a project our projects never ball amasia never boy style of a football near quarter and they I should support him into say 2015 and 2018-2020 or somebody supporting him because he believe in the ideology not the it took us to allow himself for being used. I think it's wrong.
Okay, let me get into something.
We have to move on to the Messi factor. Okay. So Xavi Hernandez statement, I want us to get a quote and then we'll analyze that. Okay. So first of all, he says, after leaving, I decided not to make any statement out of respect for Barca. People know how much I love the club. My whole family are Barca supporters. Narrative being told by the club is completely false, and I feel the need to explain myself. So this is Xavi speaking. And he says, in fact, I signed for Barca thanks to Laporta, but in the end, he failed me. In other words, the person who decided to dismiss me as coach was Alejandro Echevarria. But that's how this Barca works. Echevarria practically runs the club. So Xavi is like the right-hand man of Laporta. So maybe in Ghana football, you ever say
advisor.
Secret.
Only advisor.
What kind of man?
Or unofficial, everyone say board, unofficial.
He's the secret of Barcelona.
Oh, that role now, and the good for now, Gabriel Chedaku, a play no.
What can we
are? I'm not going to that. I'm not going to. Let me. I wanted to.
I
wanted to mention the opening words. So on Messi, he says, Leo Messi back to Barcelona was a done deal. After the World Cup won by Argentina, it was done. We also had the La Liga's green light, and Messi wanted to retain, but Laporta stopped the signing. Laporta told me Messi was gonna go against him or wage a war against him, and he couldn't allow that. That we couldn't allow Messi going against Laporta, so he stopped the deal. So that is what he's saying about Lionel Messi. He says, my interest now is to tell the truth. Leo Messi didn't return because Laporta didn't want him. Not because of La Liga or because Johoe Messi, which is Messi's father,
my interest now is to tell the
asked for more money. That's false. In fact, he said Messi was willing to take 10 million euros, but it didn't happen. It was Laporta and his people who said no. To go further, he says, Messi thought I was part of the whole scheme. It affected my relationship with Leo a lot. It was Laporta who didn't want him, but now our relationship is good again. I wanted Leo Messi to return more than anything. Even today, I think he would help this team score goals and provide final passes.
Help with him.
He's going to play in the World Cup again. Leo would succeed. Actually, I don't know.
Messi would
You're stopping
us. Your man can buy.
Yeah, Mama, make up for me.
I can't go do 900.
Hey, 900 goes in up there.
Yeah, baboom. Okay, lastly, he says it was his wish and mine, but for a time I couldn't communicate with him, and that was because of the people currently running the club. So that is about Messi's potential return to Barcelona. Charlie, Messi, we all wanted him back. And even after the World Cup, so there were two scenarios. The first one was before he joined Inter Miami.
And the second one was after the World Cup.
After the World Cup was when he joined Inter Miami.
Okay, when he joined Inter Miami. But there was a period that...
so that was when, after his first season at Inter Miami.
Okay, that one carried. It doesn't hold a lot of grounds. So maybe yes, the one time that happened was after the World Cup. We wanted him to come back, but Charlie, it was hard because of the financial situations of the club. Now, what Xavi is saying, is it really bringing out the truth that there were chances of they bringing him? Because at that time, even though we couldn't sign players, but there were levers around that were pulling. Did you think that Xavi is? I don't trust him.
You see,
or I don't. Do you guys agree with me?
I trust both sides.
How do you trust both sides? How do you trust both sides?
Hey, how?
Two things. You see, two things. Two things. You tell me trust me now from narrative from perspective.
Okay. Do you know why? Okay, you come in. Sorry. You continue. Why I was saying that was when he was contested for the election in 2021. Messi's contract was ending, so it was a renewal. He campaigned with it. And the reason why he wasn't able to sign was Barca's story was that La Liga blocked it. You get it? La Liga basically blocked it, and we can't sign you, so we have to end it here. So that was why I was thinking it was two. But the first one was a renewal, which of course Messi left sadly. But and the second one is what Xavi is talking about, and that is why I say I don't trust him.
You see, me trust will be from the side of the story now, both Xavi Hernandez and Laporta, because Xavi say no more chance. Say Omutimi signing Messi at that point in time, and Laporta Emma Meka say any chance no. What say no correct? There was a chance no, but checking Barcelona financial issues. Say come here sad na ka be ha Barcelona. That is it. O make us a chance in one mo. Chance in the no krene o na o ye bitima sign. But on also check Barca for musika futuo. Almost there be say we go sign na asembeba. Nti two things obi e kan no kre. Say I Laporta me kan ba bia say na chance be any o. Ana waka on kan. So say chance no okay no na chance no. But at that point in time, chance na na won. Say me ma dwe say ka me sign na. And Kibia Kabaso a situation maybe and Kibia worse than this one. And that is it.
And as the financial situation become better.
It
is feasible right now. It's not better, but it's feasible.
They declared that the wage bill has increased to I think 400 million.
Yeah,
no.
And
after this season, there will be 1-to-1.
1:1 and come on there. Some come on there and fan them. 1:1 come on
there. What was blocking it? Listen, what was blocking it was the VIP seats at the stadium. The stadium will be extended to 65,000 in the next month. So what is your problem?
So if
what's the problem?
No. Hansi Flick has been campaigning or has been talking about this 1:1 rule 2 years ago.
It's not Hansi Flick.
Sorry, Laporta.
Not even Laporta. Laporta make come be I say.
Laporta 1:1 several times.
Several times. What's the plan to us?
Do you know before the transfer last the summer transfer last season that Barcelona will be able to regulate the one
in August?
In August.
Yes, I even wrote about it.
Did this happen?
It didn't happen.
Why?
But you see, there are circumstances that happen.
So wait until that happens.
No, he was projecting that in August we know that we'll be there. That was the projection they did.
Yeah.
And that is the reason.
But if you say that the finances is no good, I don't agree. Right now, we are in a better position to sign players than last season and last 2 seasons. Right now, if we want to sign Alvarez, we have the money to sign him. We can pay him.
Really?
But
until we sign these players.
You not agree. You know.
I mean, I'm not believe because I've seen this before. We got to a point that Barcelona were negotiating with Haaland to sign Haaland, right?
Negotiating with who?
Before Haaland went to City.
When?
One guy said, "We need wake up."
Rumors.
What rumors? What you're talking about? I don't know rumors. They will never.
I know there was interest. It's true. They approached them.
Even Garcia Pimenta grab Barcelona. A Haaland agent, you know.
Yeah.
So there were instances that they portrayed this to us that Barcelona can do this. But fast forward, even the players we signed on the low transfer fee, we're not able to register. We were struggling registering them down in Omo. One guy signed the last season. What did you have to do before we were able to register one guy to play?
Yeah, that's true.
And who talk one with a testing Christians who injures? I can say for 5 months. Wait. All this while Laporta has been complaining, has been talking about this. But the thing is that he is part of the reason why people are trying to go against him in this particular contest.
I want you to focus on the Messi bit. So that
the Messi's return to Barcelona issue, no? Would I like Messi to return to Barcelona? 100%, 200%.
Now,
and
I'm asking you an important question. What's going to be?
Hey, Messi now number 10. It's not starting my boss. He can't be doing that. No, but Messi in even as a number 10, if he's able to start every day, he brings a lot of things that none of our players can offer. Creativity, player team.
Messi in number 10 in this. You play.
The problem is
the project was a long time
ago. Clarity be why. Concerning Haaland agent Dina me boy, you know. Me say me say me 2 foot go be any. Me a mistake with Garcia Pimenta. He was a former Sevilla coach and a Haaland agent Dino. Rafaela Pimenta. Yes, it's different. No. It was a mistake.
So if Xavi Becca said Messi was close to joining Barcelona. Messi agreed to join Barcelona, but the deal was blocked by Juan Laporta for his own obvious reasons. Then I don't want to 100%, that's what you rightly said. I don't want to 100% believe what Xavi said. And I don't also 100% want to believe that Messi did not want to come. Who say Messi didn't come on? You could clearly see that this is somebody who has certain connection with the club.
Oh, yes.
A very huge one. So anytime we are opportunity number say Messi Embra Basa, he will be willing to come to Barcelona and help the club. But for Juan Laporta to campaign with this same player, the campaign before the elections in 2019 or 2018, he said, "Oh, we need election now. The first thing he's going to do is to extend Messi's contract, right?" But he came circumstances financially, he wouldn't be able to do it. And I think it was a perfect decision for Barcelona at that time for the financial recovery because Bartomeu has already caused a lot of danger. But is it true that Messi was willing to return to Barcelona with a 10 million annual salary or wages?
I mean, the first one, he was willing to go as low as the minimum wage in Spain, and then the Spanish, I think the Spanish labor commission or something, they had rules against it,
Yes.
So it didn't happen.
You see? So if true, Messi was willing to take 10 million to come, then I think what we could do was to accept it and then bring him because 10 million. Now they want to say a year.
Lewandowski is around 30.
That's a Messi say 10 million a bar. But that's why I say I don't want to believe it.
I know say he believes when Messi comes back, it's going to be a war between him and Messi.
How?
Because Messi is a powerful figure in Barcelona, very powerful.
And even outside Barcelona, he's still powerful.
And yes, and so and so his future, so Laporta's future will be hanging. And election he's just going out.
Messi Baba can.
Even if
Messi Baba can say oh Laporta na mama.
But Messi support front.
But he has not come publicly to say it. Say Messi
Laporta na mama.
The election, you not even come and cast his vote. That's what I've read. That he's supposed to come because he's a social, but he's not going to be there to cast his vote.
Xavi, Messi Laporta be free. If the Messi decide,
Messi be bien na case.
Say he's powerful, but see.
Messi be bien na case. Laporta na mama. Wow.
Jack, how Laporta treated some of the ex-players, some of the ex-coaches of Barcelona, players who have that love for the club.
Koeman.
Yes, Koeman is one example.
I'm
not happy with his performance. No, but you see, he was not performing very well. But
they asked you that this quality of your team, you deserve to be in the 9th position. He said, yeah, that's how.
No, but you see, even with that, how he treated those players. Because Koeman,
how did he treat them?
One Messi. How is that Xavi? Me, this Xavi as it stands now, I don't understand. Just say the way see a convinces Xavi man say the resignation. How do you do that?
For you.
Part of politics.
So your final
part.
So I feel like honestly, how the Messi issue was handled by Juan Laporta was not the perfect way, honestly. Even if it was as a result of bringing back the Barcelona finances to its good position. But the way you go by it, because you are talking about an individual who is more powerful than any other figure in the Barcelona team right now.
What could he have done better? Before he came back. He wasn't the president for the past 4 or 5 years old. There were 2 presidents before him. He didn't know the true state of the situation. When he entered office, he tried to do that, to give Messi the contract. But La Liga's rule didn't allow it. You get it's not like Barca couldn't pay him. Barca could. But La Liga's salary cap meant that they cannot fix him on the rule. So they went to La Liga and say, this player is not a normal player. He's the face of the league. Can you make exceptions for us to register him and play and give him a contract? And don't forget that Messi's contract wasn't, on paper, it wasn't an extension. It was like signing a new player. Contract in a woo. That March, April, May was ending. So it was a new signing.
Contract won June 30th.
Yes, but they were basically months to the and so but on paper And the financial terms, your year doesn't start like the season start. It ends at a period of time. So they have to even close their books before they start a new one. So I'm saying that in the financial books, Messi's contract was a new signing. So they went to La Liga and said, this is what is happening. Can you do something for it? La Liga said no. And that is what Barca communicated to us that, yes, because of La Liga, Barca cannot sign him. The only way Barca could have kept Messi was a CVC deal, which means they would give away their revenue for the next 50 years in La Liga TV rights.
It doesn't make sense.
And get Messi. It was a risk that they could have taken. But Laporta saw it and said that, look, I can't risk the team's future for the next 50 years for one person. Even people like Piqué were involved. They advised Laporta to do this. So you say that he didn't treat Messi well. Messi, yes, he rightfully.
And even with the CVC deal, the clubs who supported the deal are now suffering. They cannot even register players. Majority of the La Liga clubs supported the CVC deal.
Yeah.
And Betis.
I think
It seems only Barca,
okay,
Madrid and Bilbao didn't support it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inti Messi there, he should be disappointed. But Laporta as a politician and someone who one thing I like about him is that the interest that he has is for the club. What he did was in the interest of the club.
Okay.
You get it? The second one, that is where the problem is. That is where it's. I say, at that point, Laporta was looking at his interest, even though I still believe at that point we had moved on.
But we needed him.
2023.
Move on, Papa. 2023.
Xavi. Okay. But there was new breed of players coming. When you see, whether you like it or not, it was painful to lose Messi, but you had to move on at a point in time.
Move on.
You had to.
No, but we also believe that
the way
was not giving
yes, that is true. That is true.
Oh wow.
That is true. It is true. And you see, I mean, the farewell and that everything, he will get it. He will get it. Laporta has openly said that we want to give Messi that farewell. The statues and everything. The departure there was painful. That one, everybody was so sad about it. We have to be our pay.
Now, there
was going to be a day that he was going to leave. You get it? And you see, let's see the truth. Tactically, you see, Messi 2019-18, that year we should have won the Champions League 2 times or at least. The fact that we couldn't win it meant that we had to move on. And you see, tactically, they were over-relying on him so that Busquets, Jibo, Messi. Suarez, Messi. Roberto, Messi. Watch the game against Liverpool. Without him, this team, they don't even think outside the box. So we had to build a new team. Before Sobekon, you would think that what was Barca going to look like without him. That's
Till, why are Barcelona supporters too sentimental towards Leo Messi?
Hey, you don't want me to be sentimental towards Messi.
Charlie.
Who should I be sentimental towards now?
Too much. Sentiment need too much.
Sentimental towards Messi. Who?
What do you mean by sentimental towards Messi? I don't know.
Too much. More emotionally attached to Messi too much.
Why shouldn't we?
Too much. You're not a Barca fan, so.
This is a player. Ojo World Cup. Bangladesh for in sport. What can you say? We shouldn't be emotionally attached to Messi. I say.
Mama Nche say me a true to Leo Messi fan. There is no way. Only Ronaldo Messi my for Ronaldo Messi. But for Messi always. But the thing is, that moment now, Laporta, anti-man contract when Leo Messi call, you know. As of that 2023 now, I almost say almost some feasible plan beyond come for Messi abano baba beshema baba boy. It didn't make sense anywhere. And make sense, baby.
Makes sense.
At that time, at that time, let's not forget say season before no. Madrid are moving on from Cristiano Ronaldo 2019 season before 2022. Vinicius Junior, Federico Valverde, Thibaut Courtois, omni signing omo post Ronaldo era. Ronaldo the following season, omni 3 signings, omo signing omo. That player is not the Champions League at Real Madrid. Omo the Champions League at Real Madrid. Was Ronaldo in there? No, omo to make the Champions League at Madrid. Okay. So it makes a lot of sense there. And why shouldn't we move on from Messi? Build a competitive team for post-Messi era. Needs going to be competing for a title at the last time Gina Messi was in him. So we have too much attached to Messi.
Was Ronaldo's exit at Real Madrid planned or not?
What's it?
Ronaldo's exit at Real Madrid.
It was on the plan exit.
I'm planning.
On plan exit. On plan exit. He wanted contract renewal. He wanted contract renewal with huge salary increments.
If he says was
with huge salary increments, and no one is beyond the club.
If he has that it was planned, it was right because Madrid knew that his contract was coming to an end. Were they willing to give him what he wanted?
No.
So it wasn't like they wanted him to stay.
What Ronaldo is demanding, I am not going to give it to him. So
the tennis. Barcelona fans, team no from 1899 the greatest player in Leo Messi, undisputed. But I didn't say Leo Messi is too sentimental towards him. Too much. They also Messi one. Why are you? And more one. Now Barca you see about 1992.
Already 4
account. They are not maybe. So as of 2023 now, Messi 18 late 30s now say Jano ma. Echo about the last minute of his game no. Once I make Barcelona move never bad in Metro.
Listen.
What do you mean?
Listen, Messi pop so back in. You saw Bobo gidigidibiao. The final 1 year to say goodbye. That's perfect.
That's goodbye, baby.
Barcelona had planned.
Last season there was rumors that he wanted to come back for 6 months. We was in Miami and finished that season.
I never supported the idea of bringing Messi back in 2023. Man supported that. So did you Messi back 2023? Why bringing Messi at that moment?
Not
No. Barca is building a long-term project with the fundamentals in the La Masia.
Hey, Boga. Laku.
50 years now.
About
team
Laku.
What is it?
50.
Flow.
Me flow there.
Barca were building a long-term project. With the fundamentals in La Masia. That time, not Leo Messi at that moment. And at this moment, Leo Messi was Barcelona. Say, and I was flick the coach here, and can't flick with me strategy on competition.
And come back.
You see, I always say Messi Ronaldo. 2015, Messi Luis Enrique Nyantokwa. Based on present.
Luis Enrique, hold on.
You see, Messi under this Hansi Flick. I don't know. You see, Hansi Flick system way. Lionel Messi, can be difficult. Factual to this in common.
Yes.
You see, at the point in time, Messi later season of at Barcelona, and then not footage is by Messi on press. It was a born and I'm one on a
Messi
you see, we've been talking about this Hansi Flick setup and then the philosophy and working effectively when oppress high and effective. And Messi,
100% off the ball work rate is very important.
No, but Messi so can hands flick than coach and
it's the Castle now. No, I'm not saying to you.
And Xavi na new coach. Eh,
Charlie, Messi. Greatest player. But at that point, we didn't need Messi.
Too sentimental. We are too sentimental.
Before I say about election, final one here, Xavi na no problem.
Listen
to me. When Messi, when Messi joined Inter Miami in 2023, I'm looking for the statement that was mentioned or said in that year. Now, catcher will say, Xavi, no, he's contradicting himself.
There be a coach. You see, Soccer are contradicting one because that time he was the coach. And
coach.
There are two different things. That is why I want us to look at it. It is very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I want to find that. Okay, let's listen to Messi before I look for Xavi's comment. I will not return to Barca. I am going to Inter Miami. I wanted to come back. Well, I was excited, but after what happened, I left. When I left, I didn't want to be in a situation like that again. I heard they had to sell players or reduce their salary to sign me. And I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to be responsible for that, nor have something to do with it. In 2023, this was the same thing that was happening. We were still struggling to sign players, register players, and reducing salaries. So if Messi says that this is the reason why I'm not coming back, it makes sense. So Xavi say La Liga gave it a green light and it was possible. I don't get it.
Let me read. Maybe Xavi may be right or no. You see,
and let me read.
Because at the point in time, I didn't come about Messi.
No, flow.
Oh, I'm making man. Okay, you see, at the point in time, I come about Messi exists and Sebea Barcelona for better register. You complain say La Liga for no. Or was someone amaji Messi too because say Messi will league in ma and the profit bro. And the better trial say maybe La Liga for J2 no.
Second one.
Maybe J2 okay. Situation in ye be benefit Barcelona must be benefit and yes hard ya to mama register no mebo. Maybe. And there's something so can at the point, maybe right.
But this is what he said in 2023. He was a coach. He said,
and the coach in there,
listen to me. He said, we want to tell Leo Messi to join. We've been speaking a lot, but he wanted a more calm and family life. Xavi today. So that was the statement.
Football.
But Xavi Kachire said, Messi was so interested in coming back. So they are contradicting. No.
Contradicting different situations.
Laporta. How is it contradicting?
Football, a bat. Transfers and
they say promises are making
football are buying into this kind of negotiations and I because of their situation and the player be a team or move na ko but at a point in time was our team you be a boost and say or because this is the club I want to renew this is the club but on no club go
if Barca the institution were able to pinpoint La Liga in the first one and say that and into man keep Messi. Why were they not able to do the same thing in 2023?
For they
say this time we are not able to sign him because of our situation. You get it? The first one I went to Manchester was because of the financial crisis. The second thing, why didn't they say the same thing? That we couldn't sign him because of the financial crisis. You get it? But this time it was a different story.
That means they would have been able to register him.
Yeah, and the Xavi so can maybe no crown. And you see, and the man Xavi can make it too because
I have it around one. A political talk.
Political talk. Obi charging no. Obi la no be change
Okay,
from.
So it's about keeping power and getting power.
But that's the one can say sentimental towards
So Charlie, my
sentimental towards
Charlie, as of 2023, we didn't need Messi to come
so
to
Sunday
Barcelona.
elections. What do you think will happen?
Laporta is going to.
Charlie, me personally, I believe in continuity, because considering the fact where Laporta picked the club from and where he has brought the club to, the current state of the club, how the club is competing, Laporta being the president will be a very good. Oh, current state of the club is very good. So Laporta, listen, Laporta being the president will make a lot of sense, and even for Hansi Flick to be able to work harmoniously, Laporta should be the president. Now, I'm making an instant of 2009. After Laporta lost the elections, Sandro Rossell came in. When Sandro Rossell came in, Pep Guardiola was kept as the head coach of Barcelona, but he couldn't work harmoniously because there were some decisions which were influenced by that management of Sandro Rossell, which didn't help Guardiola, which made him leave early after some time at Barcelona. So, yeah. Hansi Flick really loves Barcelona. No, only affiliated to Barcelona, baby. But can clearly see the German really loves Barcelona. So for Barca to be able to work very well, the competitiveness and everything, Laporta should remain the president. Victor Font is giving a threat to Laporta in the contest. It makes a lot of sense and it's very good for him to give that contest. But I don't see him as the president. I think Laporta should be.
Habit.
Yemwa.
Yemzu de yemma.
Victor. Ala senior Victor. Senior Victor.
Ba they are emblem. And people want to I say BTS in the next 50 years to come, just casting Elon Musk.
I don't think 50 years possible. And it's not possible. It's why possible. We Nyankopon. We Nyankopon ana. We Nyankopon. Ebebem.
By force. Me say person me no so say
ebebem masa.
The banner to you say nye.
So obu no. Me say person me just Jide sofu team obi no da o ti so be sofu team bon pan ma na o to me na me kan be ya adwuma o be just ka wo na e bia me ndru no eno ya wona wo kan bia me ndru
no. My wish is that Victor Font would be able to. He's young and his ideas, what he's selling, believing in the socios, through and through Barcelona, involve them in the game. That's what we want.
But one day certainly Font.
But Laporta will not be the president for to the everlasting. I think Victor Font will be the
Laporta cry even after this one he can still contest and go.
Laporta so could be.
Laporta dey over ya choba.
Was the last time
president where it now. Florentino Perez sana Laporta be. But I think
Laporta munsuru.
Usunze say. Laporta dey why Barcelona.
Laporta me cast me say munsuru me nka.
Yensuru in what way?
Munsuru no. Say at the point that one wa be dane no as chameleon ba be yemade.
Me asa say already.
How do we munchanto?
Yes, this man has had Barca at heart since day one. Pulling levers, building stadiums, bringing the team,
Aspire Barca project in the Dawacho.
But Dawacho, the man that was before him. And you see, yes, unless you become power drunken and corrupt.
With them start with them munchanto.
So you Perez say on Kobe, why na mo dey neighbor?
Oh no, I have so be call.
Why na dey neighbor?
Obeba. Say no. At the point in time you go talk about new so na.
And you know 17 years me boy.
Why front?
Man, I also
79 years. When you I did not want to hear you.
Obekona so no court.
Let's go.
Influence in recent
Let's no home.
When you never say you
very sunny some from my man was him on yes.
Maybe I know.
The banana baba. Okay.
Is that Rose or that was song?
We'll leave it there.
from Pamplona come Madrid now from
We'll leave it there. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Whether Laporta will keep his position as the Barca president or Victor Font will pull up a surprise, but a lot will happen. It will depend on what is going on the field. That is what I see. Tomorrow Barca playing Newcastle, Champions League.
Charlie, my make be answering upon. And nothing na me say Xavi am a casa at the right time no, because at this point of the season they compete Newcastle China. Now Newcastle China now watch am go ba China ba casa same way. E be affect the dressing room no.
Me said this is the right time. This is the right time. Laporta, Laporta or smart. Laporta or smart, you see. You know why? Laporta,
the timing of the election.
The time of Amana. Na onim na se oto mu ko. Na se Champions League wan jia. The fourth be yet one fala. Because obenya bibi be hold water. Because for the past 11 years, yenji be that.
Now the font in about solution.
For the past 11 years, yenji be that. With this, your philosophy of free sebe juma. Then mon try me reformation. Yes.
Yes.
Obe hold water. That man was okay, smart.